It's a red-hot atmosphere at Ibrox as Rangers get us underway. And if they can, this partisan home crowd will blow Rangers through to the next round. For Monaco, it's a question really of can they hold their nerve, I think, Ron, in such intimidating surroundings.
Yes, I think the point was made earlier. They've got nothing to lose really away from home. Let's see this one through first. I think what Rangers mustn't let them do, what we know full well, is Monaco have the likes of Marcelo Gallardo and Dabo and people, Julie in midfield, who are very talented players given time and space. Ingredients for Rangers got to be passion, defensive focus.
And they certainly need to keep a very wary eye on that man Simone, the joint leading scorer in the Champions League this season with 5 along with Rivaldo. Away by Rickson, one of the Dutch contingent at Ibrox. This is Elias, who's come into the back for Monaco, the former French under-21 captain.
Well, we were led to believe that Tony Vidmar was going to play as a front screener in front of the two central defenders. He looks very much as if he's going to slot in as a third man at the back. Try and push Rickson and Newman on as wing-backs.
Monaco in this very snazzy outfit. To their credit, they have clawed their way back into contention in this group. They've pledged to attack from the start and to avenge that home defeat by Rangers. A tremendous early goal from Giovanni van Bronckhorst that settled the game. That was Christian Val with the interception. Up by Ferguson. Rickson will be patrolling this right side. Ferguson, of course, anchoring through the middle. In harness with Jörg Alberts, the German who is such a cult hero with the Rangers fans. And I'm sure Dick Advocat very relieved that he's available tonight, having only just come back recently from injury, Alberts. This is Gallardo, key man for Monaco. Very feisty character with great individual skill. French football's player of the year. Here's Miller.
Tell you what Miller will provide them with. Moles, whenever you see Moles, is one of the best players facing the game up and showing for the ball from the back. Miller looks as if he might give them that little bit of extra top spin over the top. He is quick, does like to run forward, and he might make a nice contrast with Moles.
Alberts. On by Ferguson. What a good ball that is too. De Boer in the middle, and a shot. Oh, it's a goal too! Kenny Miller! Oh, what a start for Rangers! He can't stop scoring. This is only his 4th start. 8 goals already. Sensational. Kenny Miller.
Well, that's justified. Good football. Great ball in from Newman, first touch. Ugly bounce there for the defender. Well, that's a smashing strike. Just gets a little deflection off the defender. Bit of luck off Contreras' back here by the look of it. Everything counts, and what a magnificent start that is.
Oh, with a relief on the face there of Dick Advocat. It was Contreras, the Chilean international, I think lost his bearings at the back. Let Miller in, and he finished in the most emphatic fashion. Rangers off to a flyer. Dabo. And Contreras. Gallardo. It is such an unnerving atmosphere for the French champions. They've had no chance to settle. Simone. He was bitterly criticising his teammates at the weekend for their lack of application. Here's Gallardo. Quick response here from Monaco. Amoruso in the way. Miller, the new idol of the Rangers fans. Here's another one to Alberts, and goes through the centre. De Boer was lurking with intent. Julie. A pulsating start to this game. Monaco now hoping to play their part. For an hour, losing out to Rickson. Michael Moles. He is so important for Rangers with his mobility and his ability to bring other players into the game like this fellow Miller.
Yeah, I mean, it is an ugly bounce for Contreras, which is unusual because the pitch he plays on at home in Monaco, the ball tends to bounce like that all the while.
Well, there had been some speculation over the weekend that Dick Advocaat might leave Miller out. How could he? Miller has given his response in the best possible way to any suggestion that he shouldn't start. Dick Advocaat, who's come under fire from some fans lately, criticism he can't really understand, given all the success he's brought to the club. 5 successes out of 6, he says, what else do you want? But by Rangers' high standards, they have been faltering lately. Moes. Now De Boer. He had his best game here in the opening match in this group against Sturm Graz. Here's De Boer now. And then Michael Moes. Good block by Erles. Crucial one too. Bonal. Well, whose job apparently is on the line if they go out tonight, Monaco.
Well, it looks very much as if he's prepared to leave a lot of space at the back of his defence. We saw it exploited when Newman made the run from deep for the goal. Once or twice, Rangers have been in there as well. There's a nice space for them to play the ball in the line between the back line and the keeper. There's plenty of room in there.
Well, what a revelation he has been. Kenny Miller on the verge of a Scotland call-up too. Craig Brown saying he will watch him with great interest tonight and could well be picking him for his next squad. They've got a friendly coming up against Australia soon.
I'll tell you what, he's on pure adrenaline, isn't he? He gets the goals on Saturday, and what a start he's had there.
Go by Wittmar, Australian international. Michael Moes clearly wincing there. It's a knee problem, of course, that he has. This is his 3rd attempt at a comeback, and I don't think there's any question he wouldn't have been playing tonight but for the importance of this game.
Well, he was described as a talisman early, but I also think obviously it lifts the fans, and that's important on a night like this. But it doesn't half give the players at the back. They love that. You can see they trust him with the ball. They can knock it into him confidently, knowing he can deal with it. That's another player that's got to perform tonight for me. De Boer is a world player, and seeing a match like this as a manager, this is when you need your top players to play.
Well, this is his stage, isn't it, Ronald De Boer? He's really only played in bits and pieces so far for Rangers. But here he is now threatening. He's onside. Moes striding into the middle as well. De Boer with the cross. And Christian Val with another very, very timely intervention.
But look at the space again once more. Okay, a finely exploited run. They're looking for offside. I think they may even suggest that the goal, Newman could have been offside. I don't think he was. But that's great defending from Christian Val. But the space he's had to run into again.
It could have been 2. Tremendous break again by Rangers. Alberts with the corner. Caruso lurking around the 6-yard box. And the keeper lost it then. And somehow they managed to smuggle it away, Monaco. Porato, the goalkeeper.
Amaruso's looking for a handball there. It certainly weren't from the keeper. He missed it by miles.
Poor touch then by Miller. It's Ferguson. His passing is such a feature of Rangers' attacking play. Newman. I think it was Julie who sold himself then. It's Erles. Rangers had 3 in the box. No real conviction so far about Monaco's defending.
No, I think they look very, very weak at the back. They're going to rely an awful lot on the great big number 5, Christian Val. But I do think, as I said earlier, I think they're leaving acres of space. And if you look now, De Boer, experienced player, he's started to exploit. He's making runs off the back of Lardo. Realises he's Marcelo Gallardo. He's not the greatest defender, but Nondo on the ball here.
And very dangerous he is too. The African. Amoruso at full stretch, just to nudge it away.
You know, it's always a saying in a debate in a game like this, but the next goal is so important. If Rangers get it, you could see them possibly running amok. If they equalise Monaco, who knows?
Albert's just got his foot in there. Here's Ferguson. Captaining Rangers, of course, having taken over the armband from Amoruso. And Dick Advocaat explaining that really that's a favour to Amoruso and his form has improved. Maybe the responsibility was weighing too heavily on his shoulders. Well, he knows what a big night this is for the club. It means so much financially and in terms of their reputation that they do continue to stay among the European elite.
Well, at the moment his tactics are working great. Ferguson obviously playing the holding role, just sitting in there. And then right alongside him, Albert's not pushing on as much as normal because he's got Newman going along the outside of him. He'll just sit and support and look for the opportunities with his big left foot.
Gallardo being impeded then by Ferguson. Gallardo, the Argentine international, is so influential for Monaco. He didn't play in the first meeting of the two teams earlier in this group, when Rangers employed Tugai as a sweeper, but he's not even in the starting 11 tonight. Julie. Now Simone. His Italian compatriot Amoruso read his intentions.
That might just give him his extra spur. Amoruso obviously had a bit of a nightmare this season, but you know, no time for inhibitions when he's playing against something like Simeone.
On by Earlis with Darbo and then Christian Val. Costa is a Portuguese international, featured in Euro 2000. He scored the winning goal against Romania. And of course in England's group. Earlis. Gallardo, then Nonda. Contreras, whose miscalculation led to the goal.
Doesn't look particularly happy, does he, on the left-hand side of defence?
Well, I had expected him to play on the right.
Yeah, doesn't look. He looks as if he'd be far happier playing on that side.
It's a foul on Moles, who isn't moving too freely with this knee injury that he sustained a year ago now against Bayern Munich, when he clashed with goalkeeper Oliver Kahn. It's fluid on the knee that's causing the problem. Amoruso. Mistake then by Da Costa. De Boer was lurking behind him. Alberts, who only returned at the weekend after injury. Now Ferguson. Rickson on that rather loose ball. And given away by Moles. Here's Moles again. He looked it too strongly then on Contreras.
It's only natural. He just does look that little half a yard off the pace, which is only natural.
Well, he's hardly played in the last few weeks, of course, Moles. Julie, who's a fixture now in the French national squad, made his debut against Scotland back in March. Ellis, player who's come up through the ranks with Monaco, getting this chance tonight as one or two regulars are out. Christian Val, then Simone, good first touch. Just too strong there. And it's Moles on the rebound for Rangers. Albert's in some space. Deep ball slotted through, all flags up for offside. Miller was on his way. Denied by the signal.
Yeah, this is touch and go. I'm not sure. I don't think he was offside. They're leaving a lot of space, a high line, and that's a tempting ball for you, Alberts, to thread in.
Monaco are leaving so much room for Rangers to exploit. Amoruso allowing Christensen a rare touch so far in this game. The young Dane who's been brought to the club with Klose and Charbonnier both out injured. Klose won't be available for a month or so. Charbonnier I think even longer. So Christensen getting a run in the side. Touched off by Miller. Alberts swinging Rangers forward again now with Moles. Oh, it's a lovely piece of control too from the Dutchman. Rickson. Moles had seen the opening, couldn't quite deliver the pass. And away comes Gallego and Julie, these two diminutive players from Monaco who are so influential. Rangers won't want them on the ball. Slipped on by De Boer. But again, they've pushed that high line well towards the halfway line.
Yeah, it was offside then. I think you see Christian Valle signalling to the linesman, get your flag up, pal. But I think Mould should use, well, he will use his knowledge and experience. He wants to try and get against Earls, the number 23 Earls, as much as he can, because he doesn't know what day it is. He's ball watching, doesn't look happy with it.
But how long, I wonder, can Michael Moles continue? I doubt he'll last the 90 minutes, that's for sure.
I don't think there's any chance of that. Don't think there's any chance of that, Pete. I think he'll just try and get into the state where they can get in a winning position, and I think he'll have done his job.
Here's Moles now, and Miller! Moles on the follow-up! No, not count. He went behind anyway, didn't he?
Yeah, went past the post, but I mean, look at this, look at the room, look at the space. The defence doesn't know where he should have been dealt with. Misread, good save from the keeper. Excellent follow-up, and for all the world, it looks as if he'd registered. That's a good attempt, Miller. First time, and that's a great reaction shot. But once again, the defence in all sorts of bother. The back line, as I say, for me, with the exception of the big central defender, Christian Vel doesn't know what day it is.
Alberts. Here's Christian Vel now. Gallego has movement ahead of him. And it was deflected for a corner. Ferguson, who has the injury here. It's not one Rangers player, it's another. They've had a terrible casualty list this season.
Yeah, and he's a massive player from Ferguson. Looks a bad one, he's limping to get back into the box, so the dangerous set-piece situation.
We've got the height of Christian Val in there. Now Simone. It's excellent play by him too. Well, he is such a lethal finisher, Marco Simone. Remember him seeing him so prolific in the Italian Serie A when he was playing with Milan.
It's not the best tackle I've ever seen, though. The best challenge by Alberts, but good effort from Simone.
21 goals from Simone and the title success of last season for Monaco. Twice a winner of the major European Cup prize with Milan. This is Vidmar. Now Scott Wilson receiving his opportunity in the team tonight, with Complement suspended and Craig Moore still on the long-term injury list. Amoruso threaded onto Moles. This is Newman. Good movement from Miller. De Boer's made tracks into the middle. Moles in there too. Excellent play again by Miller. Just couldn't pull it back far enough.
You know, it's a pity he couldn't have stood that to the second post, because Rickson was powering him and completely unmarked.
But it has been a brilliant early phase here for Rangers, who have to win to go through. The same applies to Monaco. Nanda, not on the same length there as Gallego and Simone. He's a scorer of spectacular goals. Nanda, Shabani Nanda, who signed from Rennes for just under 15 million. That's how highly he's rated in the French game. Contreras. Gallego with the flick. A little too eager then, Ferguson. Looking to show that responsibility that Advocat has called upon him to show. Amoruso, now Ferguson. Wilson with a tiny ball on to Rickson. Bowles. Magnificent play. It's a crashing in by Bonnard. Injured or not, he could play this fellow. So much to admire there. No wonder they love him at Ibrox. Rickson. Ferguson. No, the ball's offside. A little unlucky there. Ferguson.
Hey, a magic ball from Ferguson. But once again, it's that old system where De Boer doesn't really have to be offside. He is. It's a great little backheel job, though, isn't it?
Really confident play from the captain. Amoruso. And it's a free kick to Rangers. Some way off the pace, still in the Scottish League. 13 points adrift of Celtic, despite their 7-1 thrashing of St Mirren at the weekend. So you can imagine how much their season rests on this night. And no question, they are really fired up. Leading through this young man's goal, Kenny Miller. 6th in 2 games. He's really been used fairly sparingly up until the last couple of matches, having too much of a look in, really. And I think he was becoming a little impatient at that. Vidmar couldn't quite link up with Moles. That was Christenval stepping in, and he's gone racing forward too. Simone on the near post, Nanda in there too.
No question, Monaco look a far better side when they're on the offensive. They look as if they, Rangers have got to be wide awake because they look as if they've got players that can attack. But that, once again, is very, very late defending. Put a big responsibility onto the keeper there.
Monaco, of course, has replaced Fabien Barthez in the Monaco goal this season. Back with his 2nd spell at the club. Little way down the pecking order, I think, for the French national team at the moment. But certainly in the frame. Hasn't quite managed to inspire Monaco in the way that Barthez did, though. Contreras. He was on Olympic duty with Chile. Ferguson.
He's bossing the game at the moment.
Yeah. Really is on top of his game. Cue mistake. Simone didn't appreciate the pass sent from Dabo. Here's De Boer. Now Ferguson again. Really is controlling that midfield. I was reading a statistic, he's completed more successful passes, Ferguson, than any other player in the Champions League this season.
Well, I certainly can't recall him giving a ball away tonight. And he certainly had plenty of it.
That's Dabo, and the flag's up against Simone, who wheels away in frustration. Now Monaco are going to have to make an early change here. As if Gallego, who did have an injury problem, is going to be replaced by Gravelat. This is the player who had a spell at Watford. Gallego was carrying a knee injury from the weekend.
Well, that's another encouraging sign, isn't it?
Yeah.
When somebody like Gallardo, even though he's injured, is still, whether it's the thought of what you know about him, whenever he's had possession in the top half of the field, you've always had to worry about him.
Yeah, there'd been a doubt about Gallardo right up until today. Of course, Monaco's plans were disrupted by the lengthy delay they had yesterday. They arrived at 8 hours behind schedule because of the storms in their part of France.
That wasn't air traffic, was it? France.
Yeah.
France air traffic. They get the blame for everything else.
Not for your trip. You came from Manchester or somewhere. Francesco da Costa. Nonda, who certainly has plenty of upper body strength. Julie, then Bonal. Got a second bite at it too. Simone and Nonda. Way by Vidmar. The Rangers were hanging on there for a moment. Alberts. Beautifully weighted pass to right into the path here now of Kenny Miller. Looking to take on Erles. This time the young defender had the measure of him.
Yeah, I think he was asking questions then, trying to nick it around one side and run around the other. But just at the other end, you know, I thought that was a sitter there for Nando. Simone set it right in his path. I thought he should have made a far better effort.
De Boer. Up comes Christian Bell again. He's a full French international now. Amoruso to Alberts. The man they call the Hammer. With his fantastic shooting ability. Monaco down in 11th place at the moment in the French league. Their domestic form really has dipped. Now here's that chance for Nonda.
Good first block, and then watch Simone. He keeps the ball in the danger zone. Excellent. And I think he should score there. I think he should have made a better effort. He hasn't really connected, and he had a little bit of time in a danger zone.
Gravelat. He's found Nonda. Now Julie. The Rangers can break here with De Boer. And his compatriot Eriksson.
That's the unfortunate thing. I think that's the sort of ball Miller wants, up alongside where he can have a race of people. Knowles is comfortable, far more comfortable having it into his feet.
Nudged by Contreras then on De Boer. Knowles battling on despite his injury. Amoruso. Played for an hour or so at the weekend, Moles, before he had to go off. But they patched him up again in readiness for tonight. And his mere presence gives the other players such a lift. In goes Vidmar.
Yeah, I read that well. That's the advantage of being a left full-back playing in the left-hand side of three there. Your run naturally takes you into that channel and sweeps things off.
Just curtailing and containing the menace of Julie. It's a foul throw, I think, isn't it? Da Costa, who was the offender. Here's Amoruso. Aiming for no one in particular.
He dwells on it a little bit, you know, Amoruso. I know he has all his problems defensively. I sometimes wonder when he's in possession whether his ambition's better than his ability.
Knowles taking a tumble. But he's the guilty party.
Yeah, handball.
Gravelat with a free kick. Good anticipation by De Boer. Moles. He has that ability to turn defenders in almost no space at all. A wonderfully gifted front man.
At the
Clearly,
moment,
injury.
At the moment, it's Monaco making most of the running, isn't it? But they're attacking so gung-ho that if Rangers can just hang on, they'll get the chances again. But at the moment, what they've done in this last period, they've managed to contain the wing-backs of Rangers. They've managed to peg them back. Whereas Newman and Rickson early on in the game were powering forward and were good outlets. At the moment, they're being forced back.
In Istanbul, Galatasaray are leading Sturm Graz by 1-0. Julie in pursuit here with Newman. He, of course, has been cleared to play tonight. Newman, after one of his 2 yellow cards, was wiped out from the game in Graz. And rightly so, too. He's got a problem here. Yet another injury. He's been struggling in the early part of the season with one problem or another.
I think that's just pain, that one. Yeah. I think that was an impact blow, wasn't it?
Such a good technical player, Arthur Newman. Christian Val just arriving in the middle now, the towering central defender for Monaco. In there with Nonda and Contreras. Should be the keepers. Goal kick. Young man with bags of confidence. Jesper Christensen, he's modelled his game on Peter Schmeichel, no less. Not extended here in the end.
I mean, if Christoval's coming up for those, he needs them far higher. He needs it above everybody, because he does tower above everybody height-wise.
Contreras. Strong, powerful header away then by Amoruso. Here's Miller, who really is full of beans up front. De Boer combining with Miller. No foul. The Slovakian referee was well placed to make that call. Dick can't keep still. He's gesticulating to his players now. Really is wound up down there. Gravelan, hit lock for Simone. And Christensen had to have his wits about him.
Yeah, well, I'm very happy with the defenders there. I mean, he's played a diagonal ball there. Simone's pulled off 2 defenders who are both good ball watching.
He can't be razor sharp in front of goal. Marco Simone. De Boer with Rickson. Good interchange until it breaks down around Kenny Miller, whose goal divides the 2 teams. That strike coming just 3 minutes in. Dabo has come from Serie A by Inter and Parma. Simone, the former Milan striker. Now Julie, it's a lovely spin too. Good hustling though by Amoruso. Alberts with De Boer. And now Moles. Hasn't got too much support. Might not need it though. Well, he has such an eye for goal, Michael Moles.
Yeah, he's got options here, but look at this for defending. He's left 1v1. He's not even left 1v1. And if Kenny Miller could have just caught up a little bit quicker, he might have been able to face him off there. But I think Moles gambled. I think he thought he was going to try and hit it the other corner, actually. He sort of cut across the ball.
Slack defending by Monaco. They are just asking to be punished.
Yeah, I think what it is, though, Peter, to be fair, they're so obsessed now with getting that goal back. They know they're running the game in terms of possession. And watch every time now, we've noticed it with Christian Val. As soon as he plays it, he pushes and joins forward. And then in the last attack, we'll give that away, Chip. In the last attack, Earlers went flying upfield.
De Gavacat was saying after the game in Graz, that underline, you don't have to have possession all the time. Graz certainly didn't. But they won the game, and Advocat's team were left having to win this one now, almost certainly, to go on. A draw might be enough, but they certainly can't rely on that.
I think they've got to try and force another goal and take the wind out of Monaco's sails a little bit.
It's on a knife edge at the moment. Offside here. Christian Val. For a Monaco team who have bounced back after losing their first 2 games, including, of course, the one against Rangers. I think most people then had written them off. Gravelan. Appended illegally by Rickson. Well, defending has not been their high spot this season, Rangers. They've had some very jittery moments in some of their games.
Tell you, this game's poised very much so now. They're coming forward and more, Monaco.
And they will sense that Rangers can't be vulnerable at the back. This is Ousmane Darboe. Alongside Simone. Darboe. Well, it was a bit speculative, to put it mildly there. This is the man they've signed really to replace Lamouchi, who's gone to Italy this season.
I tell you what, if there's plenty of goal to go at there. Not quite as high as he's gone, I think, but there's plenty of goal either side of the keeper.
Hasn't quite had the impact they were hoping for so far this season, Darboe. He's a French under-21 international. Rangers on their way again, sweeping forward with Newman. And it's Miller. Not far away.
Got 5 Saturday, he could have had 3 tonight, but once again emanates when Newman manages to force his way forward, and that's an awkward ball to hit. I think if he'd have kept it low, I think he'd have got blocked out actually. The defender might have just blocked him if he'd have kept it low, but still a good effort. But once again, the importance when Newman can get forward. And it's not easy for him at the moment because Julie's making him do his fair share of defending.
Amoruso spreading the play. Christian Val does read the game well. It's Alberts with the tackle. Christian Val clearly felt he was lacking support ahead of him. This is Nonda. It's not easy to fend off.
He's done nothing yet, Nonda. He's missed a goal, but he's always that sort of player, isn't he, that if you're playing against, you think he's due something. You know he's got undoubted ability to do the unexpected.
Well, he's got a few in the domestic league and got a cracker against Galatasaray in that victory last time out.
They're the sort of players that drive your own manager mad, but when you're playing against him, you always worry when he's got possession.
Simone nearly wriggled through there. He has won the corner. Do not write Monaco off yet.
Far from it. It's a knife edge at the moment now. The early flush has gone the first 15 minutes that when Rangers were completely in control.
Okay, they had the towering presence of Christian Val to contend with. Oh, there is the equaliser. Da Costa has headed in. And Rangers have had their lead wiped out. He sneaked in on that near post.
Well, it's been coming. I mean, it's an ugly ball into a group. And he's managed to get his head in between there. There's players all over the shop. All right, you complain about the defending, but that's an ugly ball to defend. We talk about Beckham, we talk about the likes of that. That's equally up to that. And a good, brave header in a group.
It was a goal. The Wales team have been threatening.
Yeah, we're not surprised by that. You always felt that Rangers had to get themselves another goal, had to carry the fight and try and take the steam out.
Da Costa, who's only just come back from injury. The Portuguese international, and he's made it 1-1.
Well, what's really made the goal, is the pace on the cross. I mean, he's brave, he's got his head to it, but it's a superb ball in from Simone.
He made his run right across the 6-yard box, Da Costa, and really attacked the cross. Here's Julie. Monaco buoyant at the moment. How well they have come back here. Vidmar taking no chances. And he's found Newman. And I wonder, will Rangers look back now and regret those chances they didn't put away? Opportunities to enhance their lead. Simone. Trying to shake off Wilson. There's Julie. Then Gravelin. Very experienced player, Gravelin. On for the injured Gallardo.
Strangely enough, Gallardo goes off. A lot of it's emanated from him going off.
Nonda. Ball good turn by Nonda.
That's what I'm on about. He looks for all the world then as if he's got to roll the player in on the right-hand side of him. Like, thread it in. Trick on the ball. I felt he would score then. He's done exceptionally well there. Goes past Wittmer for fun and really tries to cut it off the outside of his foot, and that's a good shooting opportunity, a good scoring opportunity.
Just sucked defenders in there. Left them trailing at his wake. And well, in the end, an opportunity spurned. Rangers are reeling. Earlis. Up goes Rickson, getting the better of Gravelin. Earlis on the back foot again.
I know it's hard when the other team's pushing forward and running at you, but somehow felt for a long time Rangers have been camped a little bit back. They've been pegged back in all fairness, but somehow or other they've got to be a little bit braver off the ball and try and make...
This is Bonal.
Oh. For a minute I thought that was just going to die in Bonal's run, you know. The little clever little pass from Simone. Good tracking back there by the skipper. But you feel that Rangers somehow or other, to get the game won, they've got to carry the fight and get themselves further down the field. They're inviting pressure. To be fair, I'm saying they're inviting. It's a hard line to define. I think that Monaco are imparting pressure on them.
Marco Simone will take the corner. There's the goal scorer, De Costa. Christian Val in there too. And Contreras. It's another worrying moment for Rangers. Christian Val.
Well, he's such a big lad and there's such a whip on that. That's slightly higher than the last one, but he does go and attack it. He thinks he's got a chance every time it's in the box, this big lad.
And his team are attacking at every opportunity, as they would do.
I think another worrying thing for Advocaat must be that Moles has certainly started to play as if he's slowing up a little bit. He's almost getting to things now. And in the last, well, certainly in the last period, he's gone missing. And that's the first real contribution. But this is this area of the field I think they can hurt them. I think anything over this left-hand side, over Contreras' head, particularly if Miller now can get out there and use his pace against that side of the field.
He certainly can accelerate, Kenny Miller. Can finish too. He
doesn't want to get too involved from what I've seen him. He doesn't want to get too involved in the build-up play. He should be looking to play on the last defender and use his pace to outstrip them.
Alberts on to Ferguson. Can he inspire Rangers now? Rickson on the charge.
But that's the sort of thing that he's got to try and make happen. He's got to try and win little battles all over the field and say to their left-hand-sided player, all right, Bonal, you've pushed me back long enough. I'm going to take you up the field now. I'm going to get in the last third of the field. Newman's been in there 3 times in the course of the game. 2 have presented themselves. One creates a goal and the other with 2 good scoring opportunities. But it ain't easy when they're coming at you.
Up goes Nonda with Amoruso. Wilson's clearance. Then Rickson. Straight to Julie. Back up Monaco again. Tails up at this stage. But it's to Boer. On the counter-attack for Rangers. Miller's made a run to his right. He's got Rickson alongside now. Miller wanted it played through. De Boer. Free kick. Rangers looking to up the tempo again. Ferguson to Alberts. Now Moles. No tapping from Cristobal, according to the referee. Wittmer tracking the run of Nonda.
First class example of what I'm on about with Michael Moles, though, there. When the ball's played into him, when he's on top of his game, he's strong, he holds it up, he resists at that particular moment. Cristobal, who is a superb centre-half, and the evidence of tonight, by the way, has gone right through him.
1 minute of time will be added on at the end of the 45. Simone. He was warned, he Monaco don't make it through to the next phase. I haven't come to Monaco for the sun or for a holiday. He says I've come to win things.
Big guys up, fast delivery from the right-hand side. Another danger moment for Rangers.
Christian Val in there with Contreras. It's Gravelain. Let's still get a strike on goal. Well gathered in by Jesper Christensen. Well, Monaco had so many chances in the first meeting between the two teams, but it was the goal from Brent Bronkhorst that settled it there. Certainly Monaco having a big say in this game here too, in terms of possession and shots on goal. Ferguson. This is Rickson. Newman. Well, we've reached half time in this pulsating game. The Costa with the equaliser after Kenny Miller had given Rangers such a wonderful start. Everything to play for here in the second half. It really could go either way. It's Rangers 1, Monaco 1.
He's run away with the guys marking him.
It's Monaco then who will start this second half. Now attacking the goal to our right. And I would think plenty of attacking too. They have come here determined to spoil the party. Amoruso for Rangers. Now Vidmar on the left-hand side of that back three. Here's Vidmar again.
The other thing they mustn't do from this left-hand side, Rangers, pump straight balls into Christian Val. They've got to try and miss him out, bring him to the ball when they've got possession in Newman's area, and then play it beyond him on a diagonal and hope that either Miller or one of the other, even De Boer, if you like, gets in at the other side of the defence. The left-hand side of the defence is very, very ordinary.
This is Da Costa, who came to Monaco from a Portuguese second division side some 3 years ago. Scott Wilson. Now De Boer. Monaco need the likes of De Boer and Ferguson to establish command here. Amoruso. Ball slipped by him. Simone's in! Marco Simone! Well, the chance seems to have gone now.
Keeper did very, very well there. Could easily have pulled him down, knocked him to the ground. Instead, patiently and eased him away from goal. But what a dreadful mistake. I said in the first half that Amoruso dwelling on the ball, that could have been horrendous.
Such a lapse in concentration. But he wasn't made to pay for it. Simone, of all people, failed to capitalise on his aberration. Julie, away from Numa. Here's Bonnell. Nundas through the centre with Simone. Just overhit though, and safely claimed by Christensen.
Good break though from him. There he is. He's dwelt, he's fiddled, he's messed around, and he's just done enough to push him away from goal, the keeper, without making contact with him. But an awful defending that.
Ferguson. We've seen the run here of Miller. Played it for De Boer. That was neat control too. Ferguson. Now Moles. This is Ronald De Boer. Did well then to work it on to Rickson. It's De Boer again. Now Ferguson.
This is where he's good, Ferguson. He drags it out and brings it out the other side. He's always looking to change the picture.
Vidmar with Amoruso, whose embarrassment was spared by Simone's decision not to strike at goal.
I don't know how big his ego is there, Amoruso. I think he's just got to get the ball and give it to players that can play. He'd help himself out an awful lot. But he dwells on it, he buys up a bit of time. His midfield players can get marked quicker.
And Simone let him off the hook. Alberts. Couldn't locate Moles. Would be a manager on a night like this. The tension is so high. Vidmar. Place in the second phase is at stake. Winner takes all. Scott Wilson. Miller in pursuit. Out comes Monaco.
Yeah, a little bit unlucky. The ball needed to be away from the keeper, more towards the corner of the box.
Ricochet off Moles, almost fell into the path end of De Boer. Da Costa. Here's Nonda. Spinning away from Vidmar. Oh, he did well then to recover though.
That's a superb recovery tackle, because as he was shaping on the ball, Nonda, Simone was racing across to the near post for the anticipated cross. Just there, if he could have just got a cross in, full marks for the defender.
Simone. Wilson had stayed with him. Albert hand now from Newman. Until his miscue. Now Dabo. This is Oles. Rangers sitting off the pace for a moment. Da Costa. Made in for Julie. Amoruso snapping away at him. Here's Christian Val. Is there a gap through the centre now? No, it's Amoruso on the ball. Looking to launch a counter raid here for Rangers. But it's broken down disappointingly. Graveler in towards Simone. But now Ferguson taking up the reins for Rangers. De Boer. He couldn't step away from Contreras. Rickson managing to repel Contreras. It's painful for Kenny Miller. He's had to wait so long for this opportunity. So disappointed he wasn't even on the bench for the game in Graz after he'd scored the previous weekend. Well, he's very much in favour now. But a clapping then from Bonal. But he's okay. Wild horses wouldn't drag him off now. But how long will Moles manage to soldier on up front? Oh, here's Moles now. He's clean through. Michael Moles! I think he will want to go on a little longer. Rangers are back in front. And it's that charismatic number 9, Michael Moles. The gamble is paying off.
Well, it's just a long pump ball, a little nick on. He's rolled the defenders. He's got acres again to go into. First touch isn't what you associate with him normally. Hits it under the keeper. An untidy-ish goal, but it's one that could be precious. And they've always got a chance of a goal. I've said it all along in this game against this particular defence.
Well, in truth, he didn't really get hold of it.
He's hit it into the ground, and keeper should have done better. Defenders' starting positions were awful. But you try telling that to the 50,000 people cheering at it now.
Dackel has turned really from hero to villain. The man who scored the goal, it was his misjudgment then really that led in Mo. But here's Simone now. And Nonda. Julie. The block is by Amoruso. Gavilan. No obstruction. Amoruso to play it away. Here's Miller. It's kept flying in there. That took him out completely. Not much attempt to play the ball there.
I just think he's, on the evidence of tonight, I just think he's a very, very poor defender. And he doesn't quite know what day it is today.
21 captain not so long ago. Nothing tonight really, Bruno Oles. Now will Rangers be stretched here? Simone, such a handful. Now Tugay going to make his appearance here, the Turkish international, the man who had the sweeper role in Monaco.
I'd be surprised if he doesn't come on for De Boer. I would have thought De Boer might be getting the hook here. We go with a more solid trio in midfield.
They can't get him on for the moment. Miller putting Oles under pressure.
That's an area for them to work with, particularly if they can put a little bit of dye on the ball and just let the ball die up in the corners there and let Miller hound him, because Oles certainly is not a defender.
Well, De Gavin was so anxious to have Moles in his team tonight, and this is why.
I'll tell you what was interesting there that we haven't probably given enough credit to, De Boer's flick on.
This is Moles now. Christian Bale tidying up for Monaco, who find themselves behind again, having worked so hard to get themselves back on level terms. De Gavin just giving Tugay a little kiss down on the sidelines here. Also a few words of encouragement before he comes on. Into the battle, into the fray. Here's Simone now. Good block by Wilson. No frills about Wilson.
Doesn't have to be tonight. His job is to stand on station, defend that goal.
Now listen to the roar, because Moles is having to come off and Tugay will replace him.
Do you think they'll just go one up front, or will they put somebody like De Boer up to centre forward?
I would think it'll be a change of role for De Boer, yeah.
I think they've got to put another forward up. I don't think they can afford to just play one up.
Well, it was a gamble to include Michael Moles, but Dick Advocat will be mighty relieved now that he did put him in. His goal might yet prove to be the winner. Ferguson just couldn't get the touch on. Bonal, Simone. It's a throw to Monaco. They want to bring on Perso, the Croatian, but they can't do so yet. It's Darbo now. Towards Nonda and Julie. Still Julie. And eventually away by Amoruso. Now Christian Bale. Nabalan has made the run. But in vain. Perso is a front player. And it's Nonda who is being pulled off here. So the applicant has made his final contribution. The man they signed to replace David Trezeguet, now of course with Juventus. Perso, who's a pretty strong character, will make his presence felt up front. Nonda, who has certainly had his chances in this game. Contreras. They're in the mood for a party at Ibrox. But there's some way to go yet.
Yeah, what we've seen at the moment is almost a carbon copy of the start of the game. And we all know what happened then, so as you say, there's an awful lot of playing to be done. But somehow or other, I think Rangers have got to try and force the issue and squeeze the game back on top of them. I said this in the first half. Difficult once again when the opposition wants to come running at you all the while.
Nothing will dampen their enthusiasm. Ferguson. Now De Boer. That came off Christian Bale. It will be a corner to Rangers. Can they now press home their advantage here on this exhilarating night at Ibrox? Vidmar and Wilson making their way up, along with Amoruso. So they have some height in their Rangers. That's well held though by Podato. The former Marseille goalkeeper. Newman. He's found De Boer. Newman again. Wittmer. Good play here from Rangers. Yes, it was until Christian Val came crashing into Jorg Alberts, who is not amused. I think just a word of warning here for the French defender. Player who was linked with Bayern Munich back in the summer, Christian Val, but staying on with Monaco, and he is a key defender for them. Hull Rangers will welcome now the cushion of another goal. Monaco are by no means out of this game yet, not with their attacking potential. Contreras was on a run. Gravelan. What a good ball that is too. Bonal just couldn't take it in his stride, and it enabled Amoruso to nip in. Da Costa on to Julie. Two in the middle. Good decision then by the goalkeeper Christensen. Really confident goalkeeping.
That's a good take, that. Nice height for him. Julie just couldn't get enough on it to make it more difficult.
He's not short on confidence, the young goalkeeper. I haven't come here, he says, just to be number 2. I intend to compete for the senior jersey, along with Klose and Charbonnier. Both out injured at the moment, remember. Here's Da Costa.
I think Barry Ferguson's got to be a little bit careful he doesn't get frustrated and start chasing the game too much when they've got possession. Looked at him there, he got himself picked off easy. He was looking for more support from Tugay and Jorg Alberts. There's 3 of them in there now as a solid trio. You know, they've got to work more as a unit.
Tugay just in front of the back line and seems to be, or was anyway, shadowing Julie there for a moment. He's left him now. Monaco had the free kick, Ellis wanting to take it quickly.
It was got to be careful, Tugay, that he doesn't just sit in that empty space and not mark anybody and come out and give the other midfield players help.
Painful for Contreras. Christian Val will be a target here, along with Perso. Away by Tugay. Ellis. That's Amoruso with a brave header away. Full of purpose too. Now Alberts driving Rangers on. De Boer a little unlucky. Da Costa. We'd seen that darting run of Simone. So too had Wilson though. And that was short for Rickson.
Under the coach time again. They're coming at them in lorry loads.
Monaco 7 times champions of France. They have the pedigree. Puel, who took them to the title in his first full season. Together from Jean Tiganard, now of course doing great things with Fulham. He'll keep them occupied, Perso, with his determination. Now Walter Smith, the former Rangers manager there, looking on tonight. And I'm sure as engulfed in this as we all are. On by Newman. De Boer is pushed on up front then now alongside Miller. And here's Newman. He's got Miller up with him. Just too long for him. Rickson and Ferguson going in. This is Ferguson.
Good combination on the left-hand side again, but I wonder whether Barry Ferguson was as aware of where Rickson was coming in. I thought Rickson had a far better chance there to just swoop onto it. That's a good little thready ball. He just can't pick anybody up, but look at Rickson coming right behind the ball. But he's the skipper, he takes the responsibility. Not his best ever finish.
And that's what Dick Advocat wants him to do, take on that responsibility. Hasn't scored yet this season, Ferguson, but he has contributed in so many other ways. Here's De Boer. No offside. Dabo. Now Gravelan. And much travel plays with his 10th French club now. Towards Perso. Little tangle there with Vidmar. And it's the Croatian who has been penalised. Perso. To the relief of Tony Vidmar. Another who's had to make his way back from injury. They had over 10 seniors out at one stage, Rangers. And that was testing even for a squad of their depth. Two-guy. Rickson. He's taken a nasty tumble there as he clashed with Gravelan. And that's the first yellow card of the night.
Yeah, Gravelan was just getting a little bit excited earlier. He felt he should have had a decision for him.
Had 7 games with Watford last season. Scored a couple of goals too. Gravelan. He's actually done okay since coming on in this game. Well, Rickson might not be seeing it that way just at the moment. Here's Two-Guy. De Boer had shown for him, but it's Christian Val against Sturdy with his resistance. Simone. Up comes Earlis. Not sure what was in his mind there. Maybe the run of Simone. Ferguson, though, has gone with him.
Just looking at this, you're sometimes in a situation like this where you're being pushed back. You're saying to your strikers, when it gets forward, hang on to the ball to try and buy us time. But at the moment, if they can't do that, they've got to make sure that the defence don't come out too easy with the ball. They've got to do a bit of contesting and competing.
There's been a development in Istanbul. It's now Galatasaray 1, Sturm Graz 1. Events continuing to unfold. Ron Wallace will be preparing to come on.
Yeah, I think they need some energy up there. I hope he doesn't take Kenny Miller up, because I still think Miller's got a threat in him.
And that's Elwar.
I'm going to say Rod Wallace has changed.
Simone. Just got a little touch on that first though. And then Julie. Shadowed by Newman. That's good defending. And Julie just tripped Two-Guy. More in frustration, I think, than anything else. Forced out here by Newman. And then very late on the scene as he got himself tangled up with Two-Guy. So Elwar is coming on, and I would think Rod Wallace pretty soon too for Rangers. Elwar is the former Lens player. Miller has worked so industriously. Tireless running from Miller.
That's where he's been selected, De Boer. That's what makes you wonder. Moles wasn't quite at his best in that respect.
Bonal. He got caught up there with Amoruso, but no sympathy from the Slovakian referee. Darbo, good early ball. Look at Julie sprinting in here. And Newman happy for his keeper to collect. Two-Guy to Alberts. Some room to manoeuvre in now. De Boer ahead of him. Well, then Alberts has got Miller to his left. Here is Kenny Miller. It's another chance for Rangers. Another chance for Miller. And this time he got it all wrong.
Yeah, I still hope that doesn't signal the end for him, because he is a threat. Nice little bit of combination play. He's threaded in. Alberts threads him in. He takes it off his right side. You think, go on, swing it. He's trying actually to hook it around the keeper, and he can't get it out the middle of his... He's got it stuck in between his feet here. His first touch doesn't take him quite enough right. I mean, it looks an awful finish, to be fair.
He knows what might have been. In the meantime, Elwar is now on, and in place of Julie, he's given way. Hails from Haiti, Elwar. £1 million signing from Lens. Came really initially as cover when Thierry Henry departed for Juventus. Alberts for Tugai. Simone cutting at his short figure at the moment down on the ground at the other end. Morata has to come a long, long way out.
That's good goalkeeping, that, because Miller had made a very, very good run. He'd held his run, no chance of offside, into that little area behind the defender.
Both coaches getting very animated down on the benches. Almost on the pitch at one point, having to be restrained. Alberts.
You see, that's going back too easily. I mean, De Boer, I think, was a great centre forward in his early days at Ajax. He's not fully fit, but he's got to try more resistance there. He's letting Christian Wohl come through too easy.
Here is De Boer.
I think
the luck of the bounce then.
I think a little bit of reaction from the crowd came in there, because they appreciate the fact that he was coming through too easy.
Well, that was late from Darbo, and it's him a caution.
Incidentally, the game's still being played at a terrific pace, isn't it? I mean, It started off at a hell of a pace. You thought there's no way in the world they'll be able to keep that up, but it's gone. The pace has been very, very good.
Bit of a tired old challenge then, though, by Darbo, who left his leg trailing, and he's actually injured himself in the process. Alberts also down and needing some repairs. Darbo managing to limp on. Alberts, another of Rangers' key players, for his drive, his hunger, his desire. They'll want him back in the picture as soon as possible. Eloi. Gutierrez caught in possession. Rickson. Here's De Boer. Alberts is back on now. Tugai. Alberts is available down the left. He got options through the centre though, with a speedy Miller.
And in all that excitement, you know, Peter, we've missed another brilliant little back heel from the skipper Ferguson. Great little bit change here. Now, in actual fact, when Tugai has it, he tries to reverse it back in there, and he's a bit unlucky. But Alberts was screaming for the ball, having just come on from, if you like, after being injured.
Christian Wohl to Contreras. Now Ellis. Inside the last 20 minutes. They've got to take a risk or two now, you would feel, Monaco. Simone. He's working diligently, Marco Simone, captaining the team tonight, with Dietu out. Now they need to keep the wraps on him. Christian Wohl. That's no test though. Paul Christensen from Bonal.
Remarkable the number of headers they have got from set players though. I mean, they got the goal from that, there's been 3 or 4 more. And there he is, you know, he's unmarked in it. If that ball was ahead of him, it's just slightly behind, it's been ahead of him, and he might have had a fair strike and goal from that.
Rangers are edging their way towards the second round for the first time in the Champions League. Off to a wonderful start with wins in their first 2 games, but then it all turned a little flat for them. Certainly they were well below par in losing to Sturm Graz, who turned out to be the surprise package in this group. The last we heard, drawing with Galatasaray in Istanbul. Da Costa. Yes, Simone. It's spun away from Gravelaar. Ferguson. Oh, he rode the challenge so neatly. Now De Boer. He's only got Miller right up with him. This is Ronald de Boer. And Christenel guarding Miller all the way.
Yeah, he's unlucky there again. He's tried to thread him in, but once again, you know, Albert's powering up the left-hand side, completely unmarked.
Elwar through the centre. Trying to shake off Rickson. Still Elwar. Then Contreras. Out by Amoruso. Alberts. And the referee's given the free kick to Rangers. Amoruso will take this kick. Well, this could be the season when Ferguson really makes his breakthrough. No doubt about his talent at all. His game has improved too under Dick Advocaat. He's given him the responsibility now. And he intends to respond. Verso. Lovely turn. Simone ahead of him. Wilson was tied on him. It's stop. Oh! He has an eye for goal. Didn't quite have the range though.
Yeah, decent shot. He's backed up. He's taken one touch. He's only just. It's not that bad an effort.
Tell you what, no one's closed him down, Ron. He's got his shot away. Another scare, albeit a minor one, for Rangers.
Oh, I think there'll be a few more of those yet before the end.
That was Fernando Rickson. Just over 50,200 at Ibrox tonight. Totally immersed in this.
So I think Advocaat's got a bit of a problem with De Boer. He knows he's a great experienced player, but his contributions yet at the moment aren't very much. He's letting people brush him to one side, but when you've got a player of his knowledge, someone when you sit on the bench you think, well, his know-how sometimes can win us games or see us through bad situations.
Rod Wallace is getting stripped down, ready to come on.
I think he needs an injection of energy up there.
Darbo switching the play for Monaco, but not very effectively. The Costa won't back in for that. Here is Ron Wallace, yet another who's been plagued by injury problems. But now he can inject some energy at pace. Good goal scoring record, of course, since he's come to Rangers from Leeds United. But boys, he got some competition now for a place up front in this Rangers squad. Amoruso. Rather hopefully, but towards Rickson, but he found him. Miller. He's not going to run now. The ball's in the middle. Rickson was in there too. And here's Alberts! Good stop by the keeper. He's denied the hammer.
It wasn't his real hammer, was it? It wasn't his sledgehammer.
He looked there as if he was really going to unleash one. Jorg Alberts, as he did against Sturm Graz here.
Why doesn't he just get rid of the ball?
Perso slipped on to Simone! It's 2-2 and it's heartbreak for Rangers. Euphoria for Claude Puel's. Marco Simone, the master poacher, has claimed yet another Champions League goal. It's number 6 for him.
First shot he's had, good ball up alongside, defender can't close it, good shot. But have a look at the centre half. I've been saying all along, nice bit of combination. He knows where the goal is, he knows where the keeper is, he knows where the defender is. Gone reasonably close, but I think he's tucked it away tidy. That's all about Amoruso dwelling on the ball. Not that particular part. 2 seconds later, he had all the time in the world. He's done it, he's done it, he's done it. Why the hell he does it? Well,
Monaco are very much back in business. Wallace.
At a time, Peter, when you want your defenders just to do nothing more than defend. That's totally irresponsible.
Alberts. Wallace held his nerve at the end. Wallace on for De Boer. It's Alberts now. Striding purposefully forward. Can't link up there with Wallace. Graveler. Simone. Little artful dodger he is through the middle. Confirmation of the substitution.
Yeah, you dig out the car, you're waiting just to try and get a chance to regroup, get a bit of energy on the front, stop them coming out from the back, and then your own central defender goes and makes a right rig. And not the first time this evening he's done it.
That was clumsy from Bonal on Jorg Alberts. Some records, 6 goals in 6 matches in the Champions League this season.
And what was it, one from, I can't recall him having another shot in the course of the game apart from that. That's economical finishing for you.
Alberts. Nothing on for Miller. Christian Bale was in close attendance. Alberts. A little tentative though. Here's Graveler. Too strong for Tugai. Bonal. Might squeeze it on here for Elwar. Rangers survive. Tugai. Away from Bonal. Now it's Alberts. Aiming there for Wallace. Christian Bale with that defensive clearing header. Galatasaray are leading Sturm Graz 2-1. If it stays that way and this way at Ibrox, Rangers are out. Rickson coming away from a very disappointed, to put it mildly, Marco Simone. Miller making life awkward then for Christian Bale. He's going to be in trouble here, Christian Bale. He had a couple of goes at him. Well, the referee's only action is to award the free kick. No further punishment.
No, I think that's right. I don't think he was quite as strong as that. I thought he stood his ground against him and he's entitled to do that.
But can Rangers now make the most of it? Vidmar Amoruso.
Does Amoruso owe here? Is it payback time?
It's Alberts. I think the crowd would have preferred him to have had a crack at goal there.
Yeah, I would have done, but he was never really set up for a crack. No. Just try to thread a little ball through and hope somebody can get onto it.
Well inside the last 10 minutes. Perso. Two-two here, 2-2 in Istanbul. Galatasaray 2, Sturm Graz 2. Which way will it swing? Such a tight group. It's Simone with the corner. It's another escape for Rangers.
It's incredible, you know, the number of first touches they're getting from crosses. Rangers are like, they're static when the ball comes across. They're always on the move.
Really gone with him, are they, the Chilean?
If there's just a bit of more zip on the cross, he might have just managed to make almost a carbon copy of the first goal.
Wallace. Graveler for Monaco. Will certainly play with far more spirit tonight, as you would expect, than they have been showing in the league lately. Another defeat at the weekend when they went down to Lyon. One of the other Champions League teams, of course, from France. Wilson, lucky to get away with that. Alberts. Only a win will suffice, it would seem, for both these teams here. And they will both go for it now. Elwar. Perso. Couldn't line up the shot though. It was Mendabo. Now Bonal. It's a teasing ball in for Elwar.
Good goalkeeping. Good goalkeeping. That looked a very testy ball.
Just grabbed it in the nick of time. Wallace. It really is edge of the seat stuff now. Arthur Newman to Alberts. Can Rangers yet find another gear? Newman away from Preston Bell. Miller wants it played in.
Oh, that's unlucky. That's the worst piece of defending for Christian Bell we've seen all night. But once again, it's that left-hand double. The two left-footers going to get going down at Newman and Alberts. He's rolled into his bin. He's taken out his feet, lovely. Cut back, and the defender's just got a very, very important foot in.
Across comes Alberts. Up goes Amoruso. Up goes Wittmer. And Wilson too. Rickson as well. They're all in there really. All the big guns have come up. It's a scramble. And somehow away. Ravelan, I think, have hooked it clear. Monaco's turn to breathe again. Da Costa. Monaco's free kick. Ravelan will take it. Aiming for Eloire. The poor defensive header then by Wilson. Contreras. Well, he tried to make amends and he clattered it. Made no attempt then to play the ball. Mind you, Contreras has seen him coming.
Yeah, he's actually made more of a meal of it than you would have thought. I know he's gone in from the back trying to rectify his bad header. Once again, it gives them an opportunity to load something in.
Simone. It's too deep though for Perso. Yeah, not what he intended at all. Now a last throw of the dice. Alberts is coming off and McCann is on. Just to pep things up for the last few minutes now. 5 of the 90 remain. Wallace. Fernando Rickson. Wallace. Good control. That was as far as it went.
Yeah, he panicked. He was... First touch was good. He had runners alongside him both sides. Miller down on his right-hand side. McCann making up the ground on the left-hand side, but that was panic.
Real urgency now from both these two teams. Their future in this competition depends on the last few minutes. Contreras. Perso. And then Dabo. Knocked on to Graveler. Rangers can't get it away. Sat through Bono. No danger this time.
Thought the biggest fear then someone who's going to take a kick at Perso when he was working the ball in the box.
Graveler. Oh, Rickson just for a moment then almost let in Bono. Monaco are looking strong here in these closing minutes.
Seeing a lot of defensive mistakes now where the players can hardly pick their feet up. As I say, there's a lot of them coming back from injury. But the tempo of the game's been very high as well, and the emotions of the game.
Two-guy. The referee saw nothing wrong with the challenge. But Miller can't latch onto it now. Eloire. Is there yet to be a sting in the tail? Da Costa. Gravelan. Oh, tripped it surely on Amoruso. Amaruso will launch this one long. McCann. Da Costa. There's Newman in the way. Less than 2 minutes, and then just a question of how much is added on for injuries and stoppages. Elwa. Here's Wallace and Vidmar. Chase that one. Rickson is happy to oblige. But it's Ellis who's come out on top. Albeit at the expense of a throw. And that will raise the volume again around Ibrox. There are hardly any Monaco fans here. There are plenty following the team in blue. Newman. McCann. Surely his legs were whipped from beneath him then by Da Costa. That'll be the signal for the troops to advance. Amaruso and Vidmar. McCann will take it.
What they've got to do is try and pull the big centre-half out of the way. Try and get Cristobal out of the way.
Wilson has arrived in there too. A bit of pushing seen by the referee in favour of Monaco.
Handball.
3 minutes of injury time. Gravela away from Tugai. Newman's lost it. No, that'll be a free kick to the home team. I think it's Ferguson is it who has an injury. Hold on a minute, says the referee. Ferguson will be okay. But has Rangers' challenge been snuffed out here? McCann is easing his way past Da Costa. Wallace is lurking in the centre. Here is Wallace! Just couldn't get it under control.
Beautiful ball in. Rod Wallace on one of his better days would have kept the ball closer and would have set himself up with a great goal scoring opportunity.
Didn't really attack the cross. Darbo. Simone wants it played through. Here is the captain and scorer of their second goal that has set up this gripping finale. Oh, Elwa and Bono. Goodness me. It should have been.
It should have been. Almost a carbon copy of the position that Simone found himself in fact, probably closer in.
It almost shaved the post. And I wonder now, is that Monaco's last chance to clinch a place in the next phase? We're into time added on. Christian Val has just kept going here. All the outfield players have. Amaruso keeping an eye on Christian Val. Well, Simone has kicked it away. The whistle had already gone. We're in the last chance saloon. Rickson. Wallace was darting ahead of him, and Miller. Now Tugai. It waved on by the referee. Wallace, free kick.
You know what, it's probably the first free kick they've had that's arguably within Albert's sort of area.
Two guys taking it quickly to Newman. McCann. Newman again. Outsmarted though by Gravela. And here's Elwa. Simone's over on the far side. They've got 4 up in this counter raid now.
That's a good block. That is a good block. If that gets into the middle of his goal mouth, there is problems.
The time is almost up. Elwa. It's finished, all square at 2-2. Will the draw be enough to sneak the Abacats Rangers team through to the second round? Only a win would have definitely taken them through. Monaco are out, but now Rangers' fate is out of their own hands. 2-2, it's finished at Ibrox.